Everyone makes quiche the same way, but I didn't. Walk with me. I have a confession to make. The one and only time in my life I had quiche, I didn't like it at all. Many years ago, I was vacationing in either Cape May or Martha's Vineyard. I've been to both. We were being hosted by someone, at least I think we were being hosted by someone. And one morning, the good lady made quiche. Now, me being the egg lover I am, I was excited. I was like, ooh, an egg casserole. Give me the egg casserole. I don't even remember what I disliked about it. I just didn't like it at all. I was quite literally a child, so please don't judge me too harshly. But as I previously mentioned, I love eggs, so I really don't understand how I wouldn't like something like that. As is the case with most of my videos, we're starting by cutting an onion. With the onion done, we heat some oil in the pan. You'll never guess what we're about to do. We're going to saute some onion. Give it a few minutes to soften. With our onion in the pan, we're going to work on today's protein. Sometimes you got to whip out your sausage and slap it on the counter. We're going to cube some chicken sausage. Now, if you hear chicken sausage and you go, oh, dude, why not use bacon? Why not use pork belly? I'll tell you why. It's because it's what I had in the fridge. The wonderful thing about this is a lot of what I'm using I already have on hand. I did have to shop for a few things, but overall I didn't have to shop for a lot. Using what I have on hand is saving me money, and I like saving money. If you can bring a dish to life by using what you already have in your kitchen, absolutely do that. At the end of the day, you're cooking for yourself. So cook and please yourself. Now, whether you're using chicken sausage or some other form of protein, you should cut it into small cubes anyway. We don't want it taking up a bunch of space when we mix it in with the eggs. Now, I'm going to tell you something. There are not going to be many scenarios where you see me sauteing onion and I'm not going to add garlic to it. Fresh garlic. Oh God, that just got everywhere. Now, the reason why I'm doing the onion and the garlic now and not with the spinach, for example, is because of this. The smell of garlic and onion alone is perfect. But when you're browning meat on top of that, I don't even know how to describe it. It's the best ever. We give that onion and garlic a chance to infuse with that sausage, and all it does is make everything taste better overall. I'm never going to skip out on a chance to max out flavor. I have nothing else to add. I just want to sell how good this looks and smells. I'm happy with how this looks, so now we're going to set this aside to cool. Now a touch more oil goes in the same pan we just cooked the sausage in, and then we add our frozen hockey pucks of spinach. 8 eggs, get 8 pucks. Now you may already know why I'm doing this, but I just wanted the spinach to have some of that meat flavor. Of course we're going to add seasonings to it, because imagine eating bland spinach, but that meat flavor is also going to go far as well. Instead of using pie crust or puff pastry as the base, we're going to use smashed potatoes. Now you would have a hard time believing why I'm using potatoes instead of pie crust. So we're just going to pretend that I wanted to give myself a challenge and that I wanted to do something different. But you know what? Different is good. Different is fine. We're going to let these boil until they're fork tender and come back to it in a moment. Now the trick with frozen spinach is you want to make sure you cook all of the water out. It's frozen, so water's going to come out. I think that's self-explanatory. Anyways, let's season it. I quite like my spinach with Italian seasoning, so we're going to go on with that. You already know we got the pepper. Now don't go too crazy with the salt. The sausage is salty and we're going to lightly salt our potatoes. You got to think about every step of the process. I believe I mentioned earlier we're using 8 eggs, so get those eggs in a bowl. You can't be serious. Why would that happen? Now when I was trying to figure out how I can add some more flavor to the eggs, I was like, I can't use more salt. There's salt in pretty much every step in the process already. But then it hit me. The light bulb went off in this empty head of mine. There's no spice anywhere yet. So me being the guy I am, we're going to use cayenne pepper and we're also going to use sweet paprika. But first I need to finish cracking these damn eggs. And I also need to add some milk to it too. Alrighty, our eggs are cracked. Let's go on with this milk. I don't know why I made that sound. I'm sorry. We're going to give it a little bit of a whisk and then we're going to add the seasonings. At some point through whisking, you'll also realize that this serves as a wrist workout. You don't need to add a lot of paprika and cayenne. Just a drizzle. I hope I don't add too much cayenne because recently I've been using way too much cayenne and things. You see, that's good enough. That's just good enough. And now go back to giving yourself a wrist workout. With our potatoes done boiling, I have lined my springform pan with parchment paper. We're going to line the bottom of it with some oil. And then we go on with our potatoes. The goal is to smash them so that they form a layer on the bottom, and then we can form a wall on the sides as well. This is what you're shooting for. A nice layer across the bottom and a little bit of wall on the side. With this being done, we're going to put it in the oven to par bake for about 15 or so minutes. Your oven is going to be set to 350, by the way. With our potato base in the oven, let's add these toppings to the custard. Our meat from earlier. Our spectacular spinach. What's quiche without cheese? This is mozzarella. And just get that well incorporated. We want a nice even distribution so that when we put it in the oven, it comes out looking nice. While it may look the same, trust me, our potatoes have par baked. Now let us pray that this custard will go in and not make a mess. I don't think that came out the worst. Let's get this in the oven for about 30 to 35 minutes and see how it comes out at the end. Alright, so check this out. It did need a little over 30 minutes in the oven, but since then it's been sitting here, it's been cooling, it's been setting. So what we're about to do is remove this outer part here and see if it stands on its own. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of nervous. Now, I'm not gonna lie, some potatoes did stick and peel off, but overall, I'm pretty happy with how this looks. I'm gonna go ahead and cut into it now. Now, if you want my opinion on this, I think this is real rustic looking. It's real blue collar, it's real hard working, and it gets the job done. It looks like you should grab a fork and grab a bite.